winning a match is not like winning a tournament. To overcome that, barrier is like, it's definitely really big. These words are definitely going to stick into your mind that, you're on the right path.
I'm going to start by saying respect and congratulations on obviously the biggest career win to date. During the post-match interview, you couldn't quite get your words out or your thoughts together, obviously, but now that you've had time to digest it, how do you feel after that big win?
Yeah, I think, it's, I feel really happy. Like, I think I just needed a moment to, understand what just happened, because it's really big. It's definitely my biggest win ever. I had to deal with a lot of things, not just like squash wise, it's mental wise, which was always has been my weakest point. To overcome that, barrier is like, it's definitely really big. I don't usually get emotional after matches, but that just says it all, that, like all the work that you've been doing for so many years, and you just wait for this moment that you like, that tells you that you're moving in the right direction. That's just all these emotions just came out like after this match immediately, and no, I just couldn't feel any happier really, because I felt really happy that this everyone is watching. I just had the biggest win of my career at probably the right time, so it's just incredible.
How does it feel to have such a big win, but be under these conditions? Obviously, you're alone. You've no coach, no team, no family, friends around you. You're in a hotel room by yourself. Everyone's on the phone. To deal with that alone, how did that feel compared to other wins?
Everyone has to adapt, to the current circumstances. So for me, I didn't honestly feel that it was, so much challenge, because in regular tournaments, I usually like to, be alone. I listen to music all the time, watch movies. So I didn't feel that it was something that I had to deal with. I love to be alone, but like this privacy, this zone that you feel that you're in the tournament and you just have to only think about the match, is actually, with the coronavirus, is helping, because it just makes you feel that it's bad that you can't go outside and experience going outside, discover the city, but it's good for the tournament actually. Like, it just makes you feel ready for action.
Yeah. Well, you came out pretty fearless against Mohamed Elshorbagy. Did you have a particular tactic?
You can't really have a tactic against Sherbagi, because he just feels everything, he senses everything that you do on court, and just responds immediately. And that's why after winning the first game, I just felt, 2 games in a very short time, the scores weren't even close. So I had to just keep responding to his response. Going into the last game, I felt that I was, of course, had much less experience than he did, especially in the 5-setters. So I was like almost doubting myself that against Sherbagi in the 5th game is going to be like huge. So you have to just put everything mentally, And no, I played it smart a little bit. I felt the ball was cold a little bit, so I took it short right from the beginning. I got a good lead. As I said, I usually squander the lead in so many matches. That's why mentally still inconsistent, but it's definitely getting better this tournament. But the last game, I just had to put everything, literally, like mentally. I didn't squander the lead. I kept this 3 points the whole game, and I think it's that what made me, win.
Yeah. Just going back to the 4th game, where you were match ball down, there was a big towel break at that moment. Do you remember what you said to yourself?
I was just, I was just trying to keep in there. That's definitely also one of the things that wasn't, particularly a habit of mine. Is just like when I'm match ball down, I usually go for shots. I don't really feel that like, I'm very fearless with my shots, like anywhere, and that's definitely has, and made me lose a lot of matches before. So against Sherbagi, I was just, I remember that rally pretty well. I was like, I'm going to play it safe, but if I have a chance, I have to go for it, because I know that if he had a chance, he would definitely go for it. So I remember that point where he played the ball into the, middle of the court, and I just took my space and put it right in. And yeah, after saving that ball, I was like, I felt that I was, of course, on the brink of losing, because he's just so smart on the court, and But after winning that rally, it just had me more, it definitely had me more belief in myself. Like I just had more belief in myself of winning that game. And I just took it point by point, literally, like from the beginning of the match, just point by point. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, thinking about winning the match. I just wanted to prove that, I can win, count points, and then win game, win two, and then hopefully win the match.
At the end, when you tapped rackets, are you going to tell us what he said to you?
Yeah. Yeah, he said, you have so much potential, you have so much potential. You can be world number one. He's definitely, no, he's definitely had like, it's big coming from someone like Elshorbagy's caliber. It's to hear his words, appreciating and respecting what you did on the court, is so, and it just makes you feel that, these words are definitely gonna stick into your mind. That you're on the right path. You had a big win, and to hear the comments from someone like Elshorbagy is definitely gonna make you move forward. It's gonna make you have more belief in what you do. And as a squash player, it's great, of course.
Did you find it hard to ride the wave, calm the storm, and regroup?
Yeah, I find it hard. I find it challenging because it's a new territory for me. I haven't been into that stage, this far into a tournament. So it's just a new stage for me, new territory, new experience. So I find it challenging, of course, with all the social media going on. I remember back in the club, someone just took a footage of like my home club. People were watching on the laptop and just screaming after I win the match. So I had a lot of social media going on. I tried to just not focus and not like really just focus on what's happening on social media, and try to, because I had a job to do. I did it, but the job is not over. Winning a match is not like winning a tournament. So I just called with my coach, Omar Abdulaziz, Darwish, of course. These are people who played the sport professionally and they have a lot of experience. So they said, my brother too, said like, winning a match is awesome. You played very well. Just enjoy it today, but regroup because the tournament is not over.
Yeah.
And beating Elshorbagy is gonna feel really bad if you didn't put on a good performance the next day, because just had a really big upset, and then you just have to back it up. And that's what the top professionals do in every sport. It's just like this continuous professional attitude that you do like every match, day in, day out. So if I had to prove that I want to be at this level, then I just have to put another good performance to beat someone like Faris this tournament. Was on pretty good form. So
yeah, and just going to that match with Faris, after the first game, I'm not sure there was anyone in the world that thought it was going to 5 sets. It wasn't the best start. Were you nervous, fatigued?
I'm not the best starter too. I'm working on this. I was definitely a bit nervous, probably. I was a bit physically, like I think he took me by. I wasn't that alert like in Elshorbagy's match from the beginning. I was just feeling, I was responding, just I was reacting to everything that he did in the first game, and the second I stayed on court. I had to, just pick up the pace a little bit, just feel my movement. Even when I'm fatigued, I just have to, get this energy like from somewhere, and then probably things will change. So yeah, I just said like mentally, I'm just gonna have to be with him. Like I just want to stick with him this game, because if it's 2 left down against Faris, it's almost like over. And then so I just had to really back up mentally, and then just take it step by step.
What would you say is going to be the biggest thing that you're going to take from your success here?
I think definitely I'm going to take away the mental consistency that I had, throughout the tournament. I wouldn't say the mental consistency in every match, because there's of course at some point there was a lack of consistency in the match, but that mental toughness that I had in every match, like to beat someone like Elshorbagy and to be able to mentally just keep it together the whole match, is something that I haven't been able to do for since I was a junior. And this is just a new, as I said, it's a mental barrier that I felt that I've overcome a little bit in this tournament, and it's something that I feel if I worked on a little bit more, then I'm just gonna have, it's something that's gonna add a lot to my game.
Is that something specific that you've been working on recently, the mental side?
Yeah, of course. It's I usually lose a lot of practice matches. I think as a junior, my coach, I would go in with, under 15, I would go in with U15 girl, number one, I would lose like in 3-love. And up to this under 19, I was still losing, to girls, and to anyone, like basically, like even if I'm number one, I would lose to number 16 practice matches. But the last year, basically this year, like after the lockdown, I was just, really focusing in practice matches. So I always like play when I feel that I'm playing well in practice matches. I don't focus on winning whatsoever. But this year I was focusing, like I had to, just when I play with Tariq or Abu or Ali, they play very consistent. They play really well, really tough. It's like a game match. It's like playing in a tournament. So when I play with them, I just focus on not winning just one game. I really want to win the match, because what happens in practice, would happen probably in tournaments. So this definitely helped me a lot in this tournament, and I'm working on it.
Yeah. Obviously, getting the biggest win against Mohamed, quarterfinal of a World Series event, has that changed your expectations moving forward into the next tournament?
Yeah, it definitely did. I don't want to think about it that way, because I don't want to put pressure on myself, in the upcoming tournaments. I would like to think of it as something that, definitely would push me forward to have more confidence in my game, to probably in the first rounds, be mentally more consistent and not like, just drop games or something like that. But I would like to see myself as an underdog. I would like to see myself that I go out there and enjoy myself as much as I can. I don't want to think of it as, beating someone like Elshorbagy and make you feel obligated, or like, or be pressurized to beat, to be in the quarterfinal every tournament, because that's not the way I should think about it. So I'll just think that I'll think about it that I'll just take it as something that should push me forward, to do better in the first rounds, and take it from there, instead of something that would just put pressure on me to do better, against. And because if I play against a top player like Ali or Muhammad or someone like, I would feel that, because I beat Muhammad, then I have to, just perform as well. But this is definitely a one-off performance, and if I have to be at this top level, then I have to prove that, in the first rounds I have to be consistent, and then, just take it step by step.
Well, good luck. I think I speak for all squash fans around the world that can't wait to see you play in the next tournament.
Thank you so much.